Hello, it is Topster here on the behalf of Indie Structural Productions, continuing onwards with building two guitars at the same time. So last time we left off with doing some inlay work. So of course this time around we're going to have to file those down. So you saw parts of the Holm Oak fretboard. So this is the fretboard for the Icarus, which was Wenge, and once again it was brass tubing, but instead of putting Holm Oak, of course I put in Wenge in the middle of the tubing. So essentially the process is just sawing off all the excess at first as much as I can, then either filing them down or sanding them down. There was so little left at this point, so I just decided to use the radius block because I still need to do the final sanding on the radius anyways. Now moving onwards, once all that's kind of cleared up, I move on to getting the final headstock shape. Now because this is a scooped headstock, I need to actually make that scoop somehow. So I do that by first using a very sharp chisel and a mallet to kind of carve out the rough shape. Very important though, you should have a very stable surface while you're doing this. Having it hang off the edge like that, probably not recommended, but I have to do with what I can because my table is what it is. Anyway, after I have chiseled out the rough shape, I just use a bunch of different rasps to get the shape that I want, and then move on to a finer rasp and finally move on to sandpaper. Now when drilling out all the holes for the controls, I usually use a pilot hole that you didn't see here, and then move on step by step so I don't get any chipping. Of course, if you have a really good drill bit, you won't get any chips in the first place. But fine tuning up until I get to the right size, depending on the pots that I use. And then doing tuner holes is a bit different. First, mark out very carefully with a bradawl where your tuners are going to be placed. Then use a pilot hole, so drill just a small hole, and before going to the final drill bit, make certain that you're actually where you should be. With the final drill bit, just drill halfway and then turn the whole thing around and drill out the other half from the other side. This will ensure that you don't get that much chipping, if any. Once again, a really good drill bit will be of a lot of use here, but this is definitely the safe way to do things. Just a good general note, you're not in a hurry, so don't rush it, because if you rush, you're bound to make mistakes, and the bad thing is you might very well end up breaking your headstock, which would not be good in any way. But hey, that wraps up this episode. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and come back again next week to see the next episode of this build series. Now, hit that like button. It helps out a whole lot. And if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Hey, why not leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. See ya, guys. Bye.